So the four probably strongest components are things that people could do in everyday life that we found to improve their anxiety or their feelings of low mood or improve their psychological well-being was being kinder to themselves. So the idea of self-compassion. So if you do have a flare, realistically, what you'd hopefully do is not beat yourself up over that. It wouldn't be your fault. It happens to a lot of different people. So this is very common. So the idea would be that that's happened, but there is no negative self-talk, and you just kind of give yourself a bit of an emotional balm. That can prove to be very effective. The other piece was interesting was obviously mindfulness itself. So your ability to stay in the present would likely be kind of really useful. So even without mindfulness practices, you can do that by doing yoga, go for a run, although yoga is probably mindfulness practice, but you can do other forms of yoga, go for a run, exercise, go to the gym. These are all things that can really help you to stay mindful without meditation, although obviously mindfulness meditation help you to be more stronger and rigid in that. Other things again was like, instead of avoiding things or putting things off or not dealing with things, is actually to approach them and kind of take them on and kind of try and experience them. Ideally with mindfulness meditation, what that does is gives you more of a kind of a solid feel in yourself, so that can be really helpful. But again, you can do that in everyday life through other interventions and ideas that you can use, like so CBT is another intervention that can be used in that context to help you to approach the sources of your difficulty, because the longer you put them off, they can cause more stress, more anxiety, and your mood can be lower because of that. And the other piece as well was really around kind of focusing your attention. So if you are worrying and if you are ruminating about something, or there's something in the future that you're concerned about, something that's stressing you about tomorrow, a meeting at work or anything along those lines, or if it's something in your past you're thinking about that you're constantly thinking about, it's really important to be able to try and shift your attention back to the present as quickly as possible. So just focus on your work as best you can, because the more you worry, the more you ruminate, what happens is you tend to be more stressed, more anxious, and the mood tends to lower, and obviously well-being is impacted as well. So if you're able to bring your attention back to the present, that's really, really useful. And ultimately what happens with worry anyway is that 99.99% of the time it doesn't happen what you're worried about, that kind of way. And if you're ruminating about something that happened before negatively, oftentimes you'll probably blame yourself for something that wasn't your fault. So that's again where it's really important to have self-compassion for yourself in those contexts. And if you do, it seems to be that your anxiety and depression based on our findings could be changed.